Thank you.
So, yesterday, or maybe it was even this morning, it was announced that the Odyssey is going to have tickets going on sale 1 full year prior to its theatrical release. 1 full year. Who does Christopher Nolan think he is?
A pretentious twat.
You are putting a movie on sale 1 year. Do you know how many things are going to happen in this 1 year? There are a lot of things that are going to happen. And one of them is going to be me not watching Dune 2.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
It's 2 minutes for roping. I like that. You're a jabroni. Go ahead.
It's going to be so funny when we have another pandemic.
Oh.
With a Christopher Nolan movie releasing, like the first movie back in theaters.
Yeah. And then when it doesn't do well, they can blame the fact that it's the pandemic, or also they can then be like, this is saving cinema. I just can't imagine being like that just plain narcissistic is what it is at this point. Are you that self-important that you think you need to put your movie on sale a whole year before?
A whole fucking year.
Shut the front door, my dude. It ain't that. You're not that good. I'm sorry. You're just not that good.
Yeah.
That's too much.
So, Buck, what are your thoughts on Christopher Nolan?
I really,
Red light late.
I really just don't give a fuck. I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah,
let alone wanting to buy a ticket to a movie 365 days away. No, get out of here, man.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't relate. Oppenheimer wasn't even that good, y'all. You were just easy to impress.
Wow.
Jacob personally is going to come and find me.
Jacob London's head just exploded.
A little bit, like the bomb in Oppenheimer.
You mean it was underwhelming?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's terrible. AJ, this was your shtick last week, was to say inappropriate things. We can't do this again.
I say double down.
I think we do.
If you go back and watch last week's episode, there is a gold mine of inappropriate
AJ
content.
He was really in his element, is all I'm going to say about that.
That AJ, he's surrounding himself with a rough crowd. And guys, it's Wednesday nights. What the show? My name is AJ Lancaster, and I'm one of the co-hosts.
Hello, we are the Deacons. This fine young gentleman beneath us is still not juiced. He's still missing in action. I swear he's alive. We've done a wellness check. Y'all, he is okay.
Juice got a promotion at work, so his schedule's been a little thrown off.
But we are joined by Buck tonight. He has watched him quarterback. We've all watched him quarterback. AJ, have you watched quarterback, actually?
So I watched the first episode.
Okay.
And I was in and out of sleep for episodes 2 through 4. So kinda. Like
I asked him about something, and he's like,
Hey, listen, I didn't watch it. I vibed it, okay?
You vibed it.
I vibed it.
That's half the battle with quarterback, is the vibes. So we are here. Yeah, we might be discussing the new Mortal Kombat.
So we'll dive into this right now. The title brought it up. Today they did a teaser for the movie within the movie. It's called Cage Unleashed, I believe. And it's like so over the top 80s action movie, like intentionally bad, that I'm like, if this is the whole movie, I am so in. Like that part, the fake trailer is fantastic. I'm terrified of what this actual movie is going to be. There's the actual trailer is coming out tomorrow, but the trailer within the trailer is fantastic. If you have not watched it yet, go watch it because it's gold.
Yeah, this is true. We're also going to be discussing, I don't know why I'm doing a rundown like this episode isn't going to go off the rails. We'll be discussing Superman. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone has thoughts. Prepare for ours. And what else are we talking about? Whatever we want to. We're drinking
Celebrity Wife Swap.
Oh, yeah, Celebrity Wife
Corey
Swap.
Feldman.
A wild ride. It's exactly what you think it would be, but also not somehow. I don't know. We are drinking some Shirley Temples tonight. Some would say the cousin of a Roy Rogers, a sister of a Roy Rogers, if you want. A well-deserved.
The Roy Rogers of the 21st century.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it that way. But yeah, let's start with quarterback thoughts. First of all, Mazel Tov, biggest congratulations to the Goss. Little Romy has entered the world. And I heard on her first day of life that she looked at her daddy and she said, I would like a Super Bowl. So let's hope that he can provide that for her. But we'll see. We'll see. So she's precious. Mom and baby are doing well. Congrats to them.
Yeah, those two, in my opinion, were my favorite part of this season. I love the Goss.
Yes,
I definitely, like, anytime that they focused on them, I'm like, I freaking love this.
So, truly, what a sweet relationship. I love that man had a perfect game, and the first thing he did afterward is ask his wife how her event went. Sir.
Yeah, right? I'm like...
We salute you. I was like, oh, Jerry.
Yeah. Anytime that they focused on Joe Burrow, I couldn't give two shit. I didn't give...
He fell asleep because he's boring as all get out.
I was like, this dude just... Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's so nice.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
He is. Like, he's perfectly acceptable.
He's just so hyper-competitive that he's hyper-competitive to the point that he doesn't have a personality. Like, his personality is like, I can buy all this cool shit. And that's like... That's Joe... And he...
May I just say that this season of quarterback did convince me that Joe Burrow is on the spectrum, and I do salute him. I also think a good percentage of pro athletes are on the spectrum. Like, you have to, right? If you are this invested and you put this much time in it, like, the sports is their hyperfixation, and that's why they're so good at it. I was like, this man, you cannot convince me otherwise that this man is not on the spectrum. That is what I learned about Joe Burrow from this season, and then that he's boring. And he's on the spectrum. And I'm happy for him on the one hand. On the boring hand, it was not good TV. But, you know.
The thing... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, as somebody who... I mean, we have now hundreds, if not... We don't have 1,000 hours of just proof that I have several markers for such things myself. I could... Yeah, why did I not see that?
Yeah.
Realizing it in real time.
I was like, wow, Joe. Like, the more we got into the season, the more I was like, noting that.
But he does.
I cannot diagnose anyone, but you can't convince me otherwise, is all that I'm saying.
He does dress like Doug Sir Swish Reamer.
A little bit. There's not that much else to really talk about, because of the three, Burrow by far is like the least fascinating case study for what the show is. But the big thing I wanted to say with Joe Burrow is not necessarily about him, but about the Bengals season as a whole. Looking back at it,
I forgot how different each of their seasons were.
Yeah, I hope they invested in their defense, because, like, GD, they were so close so many times. Like, you can't blame the offense.
Well, they used their first round pick on Shamar Stewart, who is threatening to not sign at all.
So it's not going great for them.
Is there an out for him? Like, you forgo the rest of your college eligibility if you get drafted, right?
I believe that's because if you want to remain in college, you have to, like, you can be like, oh, I'm interested in entering the draft, but you then at a certain date and time have to be like, no, I'm not going through with it. And then you can remain playing in college. But the second you go through the draft, you can't, like, I don't think you can do a takesy-backsies. Like, you've been drafted.
Correct me, Buck, you probably know this better than us. If he doesn't sign and he goes the year not playing, he can be drafted again next year by a different team?
I think so. I think he's still... I mean, who would want to sign him, though? Like, who would want to...
Right. The Dolphins.
Like,
this
who would want to take that risk?
This could be the biggest advertisement for the UFL.
Yeah, that's fair.
Could you imagine Shamar Stewart against UFL players
Yeah, he's gonna set records for sacks.
Yep.
going after AJ McCarron, Jordan
It
Tayanu?
would be a time. It would be a time.
Yeah, so going back to the Bengals, like the Bengals were, so many of their games were in the 30s and 40s in terms of points, and they lost. And one of them, I said to Bethany, I'm like, they lost. I completely forgot about this until we watched this. They gave up, if I remember correctly, 44 to Pittsburgh. I'm like, who gives up 44 to Pittsburgh? Like that offense.
And I think that was with Russ.
Yeah, it was. I'm like, holy crap. That defense was historically bad, and Burrow's numbers were off the charts. Like he if they were a winning team, you're talking about him in a different light today.
Yeah,
but
I remember
so bad.
It was like Joe Burrow MVP. I'm like, dude's not even gonna make the playoffs. No, you can't say he's
Yeah,
MVP.
you can't.
But at the same time, it's like the MVP. I don't know.
Did you just summon Jacob London?
Jacob, are you around?
MVP.
MVP. I think if you say MVP 3 times, he automatically enters the chat.
Listen, I think that there's a chance that Joe Burrow could throw for 85 touchdowns next season, and they could have a losing record.
It's like Paul Skeens right now. Paul Skeens is throwing lights out baseball and has 6 wins.
I can't believe you bring up his name in my face.
I mean, it's the same comparison.
And they both went to a terrible university.
Hey, we could have. It's so funny how Ohio State lost Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
They never had him. No, Ohio State, you cannot claim Joe Burrow.
He was not. He didn't play football there, but he was on the team for a year. So, they blew their shot for more Justin Fields time.
Yep. And then he ended up back in Ohio, which he seems happy about. He's an Ohio boy.
Brief sidetrack before we go back to quarterback. This was the best week as a Jets fan in ages because they actually did something smart from a front office perspective and signed their 2 best players with no drama.
Already there, getting the job done. We salute you. I'd play for Aaron Glenn. I'd be like, I'll run through a fucking wall for that man.
I saw the Wilson news on Monday, and I was over the moon about it. And then I saw the Sauce news yesterday, and both days I'd gotten home from work and fell asleep and woke up to a bunch of messages to me like, yo, did you see what happened? I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm like, I need to take more 3 o'clock in the afternoon naps because apparently good things happen when I do that.
Don't you?
Yeah. That's very true.
Maybe you should do that around July 31st so that the Mets can make some crazy trade at the trade dedeadline.
No? Yeah,
there you go.
I think there's a chance that'll happen regardless, but
whether or not you nap.
Yeah.
Well, can't hurt to try to. Good luck. Okay, I would like to now talk about Jared Goff, sweet summer child. I love you. But let's go back to the first episode for a hot second, where he made me emotional with the whole Brad and Dan of it all. And obviously he's on the Rams. They basically don't communicate with him at all. They're just like, yeah, broski, we don't want you anymore. And then he goes to Detroit, where obviously Brad Holmes is knocking down his door to call him, and he's so excited to get him, and Dan Campbell's so excited to get him. And they're kind of retelling that story, which we all know, but we've never heard them say in so many words. So me and my sister, of course, big Dan Campbell fans, big Lions fans, and which also, by the way, rewatching some of the season, I have watched all these Dan Campbell locker room speeches. I wait for them to drop on Instagram. I look forward to them weekly, and yet rewatching them, I was getting choked up and emotional again. And so me and my sister were talking about this of literally just how important it is to have positive reinforcement in your life, and what that'll do for someone. And you're ready and willing to run through a wall, having the trust that Dan Campbell has in his quarterback, getting to see them when they're talking about going for it on that 4th down. Should we go ahead and just kick the field goal? And he's like, yeah, I think we're going to do that. And then he looks at Jared Goff and he's like,
I love how he said that one game. He's like, every fourth down, we're going for it. I'm
We're
like,
going
that's
for it.
so ballsy.
Yeah,
I'm
he's like, we're
but
just
that-
fucking doing
yeah,
it.
like that's freaking
Listen,
dope.
the defense was depleted, you know, we had to do it. But yeah, so we were just like talking about it, and it just makes me like, I don't know, it just makes me emotional, and it's beautiful. And so my sister and I were talking about like, you know, in our own lives, like in my job, I'm going through kind of a transition where I'm doing something new, and I feel really sucky about it because it's new and I'm not good at it yet, you know. And I was really nervous, and we were talking about Dan Campbell, and I literally went in last Thursday to do this kind of new thing in my job. And I was having like a little bit of a panic in between the first case and the second case, and doing a turnover was stressing me out. And I literally, this is true, I'm going to admit this to you all. I literally was like, Dan Campbell believes you can do this. He fucking believes you could do this, Bethany. Get your shit together and do this. And you want to know what? It really helps me. So I just have like a little Dan Campbell sitting on my shoulder now. Sometimes at work when I'm stressed out and I think I can't do it. And I'm like, MCDC believes in you. And you know what? Like, it really works.
So
Somebody clip this out and send it to the Detroit Lions.
I was say about
I need him to know how much,
Yes.
how much he means to me.
before we go into like going to when Goff got traded. Jared Goff obviously was number one pick by the Rams years back. Clearly, always had the tools and stuff like that. Didn't have, and he got to the Super Bowl with the Rams in that one year with the Rams. Honestly, they blew it the Super Bowl. They got out coached 100%. Belichick out coached them 100% in that Super Bowl. But Jared Goff is the kind of guy who works best with someone like a Dan Campbell. And not every quarterback in the league, I don't think, would work. Like if you put Joe Burrow with Dan Campbell, I don't know if that works.
They're so different in personalities.
Right.
I can't even imagine. You'd be like, okay, man, tone it down.
This is kind of like the situation where you have the two of them elevating each other.
Yeah.
Campbell's a better coach because of Goff, and Goff's a better quarterback because of Campbell. So
100%.
they knew it right away too.
And may I just say to the naysayers, i.e. someone I had to have a whole argument about this for like 30 minutes when I did not want to argue it. And I understand I'm biased. Okay, I do. I get that. I'm checking my bias here. I understand. Yeah. But I would just like to say, I don't think that Jared Goff is a mediocre quarterback. You don't put up the numbers that you put up last season. You don't have whatever. And I know everyone's like, he choked in the playoff game. Blah, 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 blah. He is not
defense.
A mediocre quarterback. Yeah, again, the fact that we have to go, like we had to go for it on every fourth down, like the things we had to do at the end of the season to pull off a win, we had no effing defense. And inevitably that's going to catch up to you. Like it just really is. Like there's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. The old adage is, offense sells tickets, defense wins championships. And I think that literally the point was proven in that. But yeah, I just
and Brett Coleman brought up something really cool. Brett Coleman's one of my favorite people football-wise. I can't wait till they get to the Lions episode because he was posting stuff about it just kind of like as a preview. And it was like they had at one point 21 players on injured reserve last year, including Talib and Hutch. And they still had the fourth highest pass rush win rate in the NFL. And these are his words, through the power of friendship.
The power of friendship, 100%. The power of friendship and love.
Friendship is the fourth best movie of the year.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. I feel
Precisely.
like Dan Campbell is the scene in Superman where he's like loving people is punk rock. Like I really feel like that's Dan Campbell's MO. And I love that for him, honestly.
I need another team. I'm gonna be right back.
Jared Goff just went to Subway. But yes, I agree. I think all of Jared like personal stuff, like obviously I liked all of his stuff for the Lions in quarterback, even though I knew where it was like gonna end and it was gonna end in heartache. Kristen Goff was literally me in the playoff game when she's up there watching the game live and it's like, I can't believe this is happening. And she's like on the floor and she's stressed out. And I was like, live footage of me watching this game. Except I also probably was in the fantasy football chat having to hear shit from Jacob. So it probably only made it worse. But other than that, our experience was the same watching that playoff game. 100%.
By the way, how does Kirk Cousins not have a sponsorship with Great Clubs?
He is truly the most endearing person in all of football. But mind you, again, there's some dicey things about him, but he is good TV, which is why he has been
he's
on both
great
seasons.
TV.
The way that he handled the benching, I'm like, dude, this guy is a professional. Like he wanted to make sure that Penix succeed. I'm like, dude, like you can't ask for anything more.
Yeah,
Like,
he was 100%.
there's a lot of athletes that if they lose their job, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson would have not
Yeah.
done what Kirk Cousins did.
No.
The
Yeah.
second they said that when he found
Ryan
out, he's like, I'm gonna be the best backup quarterback in the league. Like that was his first response. And then oh my god, when his wife was talking about like the day they found out and like him coming home to their sons and like all that kind of
Just like, so Dad's not on the team anymore.
and like the man that he is and whatever. And I was like, I'm dead. Like there was like humor. It was also very emotional. And again, like there are bigger problems in the world, right? Like obviously Kirk Cousins he's doing all right. Like the fact that he got benched is not the greatest concern
He's
in the
making
world. But
so much money. Like it really does.
yeah, like it's still just like it was still like an emotional thing. And he's just so fun. Like
It literally is Kirk Cousins.
the sound bites that comes from this man. His love for Celine Dion.
No, the Creed line killed me. The Creed line
Yeah.
killed me. Creed is playing it Alpharetta tonight. And what was he? I forget the
He's
exact.
like-
I'm paraphrasing.
He's like, it's tough for me not to be
It's
there.
tough for me not
Like
to
something
be
like
there.
that. It's a hard one not to be there.
So he has an opt out after this season.
He is just the funniest thing. The cookout.
Here's the
Oh,
thing
man.
with Kirk. If Kirk's contract was not as high as it is, there is a very good chance he's starting for another franchise right now. It's
Right.
just nobody wants to pay that.
Right.
Yeah. Where the ESPYs were tonight, did his agent win anything? Or
So
I don't know if you guys have seen some of those jokes that Gillis did, but Jesus.
I don't like Shane Gillis. Yeah.
Some of the jokes were like, I'm like, there's gonna be people offended because people get offended at anything. But Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we did not watch because we were too busy watching Celebrity Wife Swap,
which we'll get to.
but
So Kirk Cousins to me
neither
though,
here nor there.
like if Juice was here, Kirk Cousins is like a character from Charles in Charge. He literally is like the dad from a ridiculous TGIF 80s sitcom.
Yes.
Like that is
His
what
love
Kirk
for
Cousins
Roy
is.
Rogers, the fact that he like again was just like my dream. You know, I've been passing this cookout on the way home from the stadium. I really want to stop at this cook. Like he just is the funniest. I literally
The great clips.
the great clip scene.
And
Is
now,
he
what-
now
literally
he has lifetime free haircuts.
yeah, I bet he does.
They gave it to him.
He gave him great breasts. This man.
So
The man that
literally,
you are.
he has a lifetime card for free haircuts, and anybody who is in the building while he is there also gets.
Oh
some
man,
free
I need to go
haircuts.
be getting into great clips while he's around. That's crazy. That is so funny. But yeah, and I love that he just uses his like football press headshot to be like, "This is what I want for my haircut."
Yeah, like he just like pulls it up on his phone. I'm like, that's freaking hilarious.
This is what I'm going for.
First of
Photo
all,
of him.
if he's gone to other great clips, they should have his history saved. So,
Yeah.
Oh hey, the more you know.
Well, and the other thing is like, I don't use Sleeper. None of us use Sleeper except for you, Buck. Did they change his thumbnail?
let me check.
Because that's the thing that they do. They'll change somebody's thumbnail and be like,
Oh, dude,
okay, we're gonna
they
use
do it
that
all the
clip."
time, and it's hilarious. Like, I love when they change Patrick Mahomes to actual Kermit. Frog.
That's pretty great. I'm not gonna
Every
lie.
freaking time.
Speaking of Patrick Mahomes, now a producer on quarterback. We noticed this.
Yeah,
season.
he's
We're
got
like,
the second
oh,
I
grade.
noticed that
producer
too,
Patrick
yeah.
Mahomes. We're like, interesting. Very interesting. I also, can I just give credit? Every year when I watch Hard Knocks, I think this year I'm just amazed by the editors of this, and obviously Netflix like has more time because they're they're putting it out obviously after the season. They have time for post-production and they're not doing it as on the fly as Hard Knocks. But I still just want to give full credit to like the production crew on this show. Like I just think it's so impressive. Like when they start an episode and like that's gonna be the theme of the episode and they intercut it. Like the one episode where they were talking about like, you know, like what it's like to call a play and they're like, we have 25 seconds and blah blah. Like that was
cool.
edited impeccably. And every time I watch a show like this, I'm just like, I salute you. Like that is so good. And like the footage they had to comb through. I like can't even imagine the footage that they got throughout the season and then like picking bits to like highlight. Like I don't know. I'm just always impressed by editors of sports shows.
You guys know who's doing Hard Knocks during training camp, right?
Buffalo.
Yeah. And then in season,
The NFC North, so we're getting Aaron Rodgers again.
No. It's the NFC East. It was
NFC.
Oh, you're right. Because we got Joe
Last
Shane again.
year.
It was last year.
Last year was
Yeah, you are correct. I'm an idiot. But that'll be interesting because we might get some Jameis Winston in there.
What a time. I'm excited.
And
for the
that means that they're going to be back at Cookout, even though he's in Jersey. It's going to happen.
Dude, that Giants QB room is so bad. Like, there's not one good guy in there.
I think Jackson Dart, I don't think he's good. I think he's fun.
The Giants are like, just if you want to look at a team and be like to just evaluate a team and watch them and just to see what happens, that's way up there on the list of like, how did this happen? Like, there's a few that I think they actually have a pretty good defense coming in, and they have a top tier wide receiver.
They have a very good defense.
Oh,
Their defense
who's
is
throwing
really
in the
good.
ball?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Maybe if you combine their defense with the Bengals offense,
That's a
they
Super
could
Bowl
make
team.
a great team.
That's a Super Bowl team right there.
Alas, that's not the situation. But what if?
You end up with like 98 Broncos caliber of team, like with that straight up.
It could really be something. But
Well, sorry, if the Giants still had Saquon Barkley, it would be the 98 Broncos.
yeah. That didn't pan out for. Now did it?
God, they could use a guy like him.
It'll be interesting to see for a few teams coming up because we got the Hall of Fame games in 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, 2 weeks is the Chargers and the Lions. So, obviously things are going to start amping up. It's finally football season again. I'm super psyched for that.
I am too, because my baseball team is hot garbage right now. So my football team is probably also going to be hot garbage, but I could have hope for a month.
Be hopeful.
I was at work last night, and they had the All-Star game on, so I didn't have audio or anything. Didn't one of your Diamondbacks get injured in the game?
Oh gosh, did they?
Yes. Oh my God! Don't even fucking get me started on that bull.
Yeah.
They've been hit by pitches. I swear, every game.
Yeah, he got hit in the All-Star game, and it got like right here is where it hit him.
Ouch!
I couldn't hear the audio or anything because we didn't have it on, but I saw it, and that did not look good.
Eugenio Suarez got hit by a pitch.
Yeah.
Last night, everyone at my trivia table got to hear probably more than they wanted to know about Amon-Ra St. Brown. And this is how it started. In case you were like, what? So we had a trivia question about a Greek goddess of something. And I go, if I know, but if you ask me the Egyptian sun god, I could tell you. And everyone's like, what? And I was like, it's Amon-Ra. And everyone's like, what? And I was like, let me tell you why I know this. And then I went on this whole diatribe about how St. Brown's not even really their name. I mean, it is their legal name, of course, because it's on his birth certificate. But John Brown, just randomly, because he's crazy, was like, I'm going to make my son's name St. Brown because that sounds better. I don't know, wild. And then I was like, and let me tell you about his girlfriend, Brooklyn, and how I love her, and how he should put a ring on it. And this is why. Because if she can put up with his father, she is a saint. She deserves to have the last name Saint because she is a saint for putting up with your crazy, crazy father. And she's amazing. And I love her. And I was like, and I'm glad that she, even though he got drafted, continued nursing school in California. And I just went on this whole thing. Did anyone care to know this on my trivia table? Probably not. But that's what went down. And they were like, why do you know all this intel? And I'm like, let me tell you the things that I know.
So my trivia night went very because I was hanging out with friends and we showed up late. There were 5 questions in, so we're like we're not playing, right? Question 18 happens.
Okay, hit me with question 18.
I will pull up the exact slide and read it verbatim. It was the cast of a movie.
And in the What the Show chat? Or
It was in the fantasy chat.
Oh, I missed this. Was this earlier today you put this?
Yesterday.
This was last night.
And I knew it right away.
Question 18. Okay, hit me with it.
So it's the cast of a movie. And it's Amy Poehler, Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Smith, Justin Timberlake, Wallace Shawn, Sean William Scott, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and John Lovitz.
This is I know it. It's the movie we saw. What the fuck is that movie called? The question was literally for you, AJ. It's the one.
How are you forgetting the name of the movie?
And I might have a special friend that loved this movie independent of me before we knew that we each loved this movie.
Wait, what is
and
it?
That's who I was at trivia with.
I know the answer.
5,
100% blanking out the name. I'm so mad at
3,
myself.
2. It's the Southland Tales.
Yes, thank you. Why the F could I not think of the name of that movie? I was like, we have watched this. We watched this at your request. I did a whole drunk review on it. That is
We
literally
ended
what
up
it
getting
got.
3rd.
Only
We
you
started
would
question 18 of 40.
That is hysterical. I love that, honestly.
He puts it in the chat, and everybody had the same reaction that you just did, and I'm like, "Oh, it's Southland Tales."
I'm like, I know this movie. This is the AJ movie.
I think London was like, "Jesus fuck," or something was his response. I
could not believe Southland Tales was a trivia question last night. That's hysterical.
Just so you know, "I'm Just Ken" is now officially the AJ karaoke song.
Yay!
Slayed. It's slayed.
Barbie,
Yes.
1,000 times better than Oppenheimer. You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here, folks.
I'd watch Barbie over Oppenheimer.
1,000%, right? Who wants to rewatch Oppenheimer? No one.
Jacob.
Who wants to rewatch Barbie? Everyone. It's
The
a
Down
great
Under.
film.
I don't know.
Oh.
Okay. If you have the choice right now on this here Wednesday night book, Oppenheimer or Barbie, what are you picking?
Well, Barbie because it's shorter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's
Oppenheimer
short,
is
worth the
like
time.
Oppenheimer is like I gotta set aside a whole evening for that.
It's so long and it's pretentious. It's fine. It's a fine film.
I'm not mad at Cillian Murphy winning, other than he
We're always
took
here
it.
to support Cillian Murphy.
He took it away from Giamatti.
Yeah, that's true. Paul
Yeah.
Giamatti was robbed a little bit.
But
What a tough year, honestly. Wow. Yeah. Okay. What a great year for film. The more you know.
This year is going to be a great one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because I think that Mike, you and I are about to both transition to Superman.
Yeah, 100%. I'm gonna go refill us.
Yes, we need drinks. There is a rant coming. I hope everyone's prepared. We really need a Bethany Rants graphic. Someone work on that. How long have we been doing this show? We don't have a Bethany Rants graphic. I like to also preface this by saying before I go on my rant, because you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, a rant." I liked this movie. To be clear,
Okay.
I just have a little bit, just a couple of things that I'd like to rant about.
Can I do my mini rant before you do your rant?
Yeah, I would love that, actually.
Okay, so the 1978 Superman is one of my favorite movies. Not one of my favorite superhero movies. One of my favorite movies. It's written by, the director of the guy who wrote The Godfather. For Christ's sake, and it's hopeful and it's romantic. And it's funny and it's kind of dumb. And I feel like James Gunn was able to touch those things. It's so, mentioning that, special friend that had never seen the 1978 Superman and was like, go to your Superman movie with your friends. I'll catch up with you later, whatever. And I was like, watch the 1978 Superman movie if you're not doing anything else today. And it's funny because certain things like the balcony interview scene. She's like, I didn't know they were allowed to put stuff that hot in a PG movie in 1978.
You're like, we only did PG and R at the time, so yeah.
and just like how earnest and I don't know. I don't think that Gunn's Superman touches 1978 Superman.
No, it doesn't.
Okay,
I
fair.
I think it doesn't touch it in terms of quality, but I think it touches all of those bases. That it's hopeful, it's romantic, it's
Yeah.
fun, and it's earnest. Like
Yeah, I agree with that.
I really enjoyed that movie because that's like who I am trying to be more as a human being. So it just hit me. I really, really loved it.
I think everyone needed a little hope. Mike and I have been talking for months now about how this is Spider-Man after 9/11. You know, Spider-Man comes out. We all really needed that. It does gangbusters. It gave everyone hope. It was, big, obviously being set in New York and, New York rallying behind him, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, Superman is that for this year. Like, everyone is down. The world is bleak. Like, he is the hero that we need at this time. Like, we don't need dark and gritty. Like, we need earnest. Like, I'm happy that we're re-entering a time where, like, we're allowed to be a little corny. You know what I mean? Like, we're allowed to be, like, kind of sweet and earnest and vulnerable and have that in a superhero movie and not everyone be Iron Man. And again, Iron Man is a perfectly great hero. The kicked off the MCU, that's great. But, like, sometimes the MCU can be a little, like, we can't hold this speed too long. We can't be emotional too long. We have to get jokey. We have to whatever. Thankfully, I think the MCU is kind of going away from that. I think Thunderbolts was very earnest, very vulnerable. They let emotional beats hang for a minute, and I really appreciated that. But yeah, I mean, I do think that Superman is like the hero that we all needed in these times.
Yeah.
But yeah, Buck, what are your well, before we get into spoilers, what are your non-spoiler thoughts on Superman?
We did all that shit without spoilers. Go us.
Yes. We're really nailing it, guys.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie. Oh my god, boy,
that tickled me, William. Thank you.
like it was a good movie. I had fun. I can't wait to see what James Gunn does more with these characters. I don't think it's the best Superman movie. It's better than Man of Steel, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's the second best Superman movie. Like,
you're going 78.
I don't know if I can put it above Superman 2.
And it depends on which cut of 2 you watch as well.
Yes, that too. But it's definitely... It's probably number 3 on my list, but like I don't want to put it that high because it's so new and like I love the character of Superman. Like I really do.
I'm kind of on the same page as you, Buck. Like I thought this movie was like good, not great, but it did enough.
I didn't need it to be great. Like
Yeah.
I want the DCU to do well, so I'm like, just give me something good. And that's okay with me. And like, I think that's what we got with. Like, I know there's a lot of discourse, like, oh, it's not tracking well, it's not making enough money. First of all, Snyder Bros, go put your. I lost my train of thought. But I was
your own dicks in your own mouth?
Go freaking cut off
Because nobody else will do it?
Because Jesus Christ,
Because it smells like goat cheese?
why are they so obsessed with defending this man? He doesn't give 2 shits about you.
No.
And he endorsed it. He
did.
like Snyder came out and said, "Don't say it."
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, with all this fan infighting, James Gunn and Zack Snyder seem to be on perfectly good terms with each other.
They did a little skit on Rick and
everyone feels
Morty.
to defend either one's
They
honor.
did. They literally got together and recorded a scene for Rick and Morty
Yeah,
together.
like calm down, people. Jesus.
So can we talk spoilers now?
Well, I want to go like just real quick before we go to
We're
spoilers.
about to spoilers for the substance, everyone. Spoilers for the substance. Mike's last thought. Before we get into
So I know I have seen this is the like most polarizing movie I think I've seen like in our friend groups, in people that we regularly interact with. I have seen people who are saying this is my favorite movie of the past 5 years. I have seen people who said this is the most disappointing piece of shit I've seen in a long time.
Can I also just say, human nature to hyperbolize is what I have
First of
found.
all, I like this movie, but ain't no way this is the best thing we've seen in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also
There's
don't
another
think it
person
sucks.
on
It. Like, it's just fine. Like,
And
you
that's
don't
how I
have
felt
to
too.
hit a 10 out of 10 right off the bat. You don't have to do that.
This
Right.
this to me, like if I'm doing out of 10, was like a 6.5 or a 7. Like it's a passing grade.
Yeah,
but
I give
not
it a set.
high passing grade.
Like people ask me, what would you? I was like, it's a solid 7.
Yeah.
Good movie. Is it like really like? Is it like MCU? No, it's not. But
it's
Let's dive in.
have you seen the MCU?
Spoiler to the substance.
I'm
I saw
talking
Thunderbolts.
about like during its heyday when like the MCU was doing like banger after banger.
And also, can we talk about Thunderbolts? I think personally, for me, Thunderbolts hit more for me than Superman.
100%.
I told Mike that
Personally, for me.
Thunderbolts is like my favorite movie of the year. It's only because it's probably the only other movie I've seen this year. But I like Thunderbolts more. That third act in Thunderbolts really got. Oh my
Fantastic.
god!
We watched Thunderbolts again about 2 weeks ago. I liked it better on the second viewing, and I really liked it the first time. So, like, I think Thunderbolts is going to hold up so incredibly well. And like, once people actually see it, because so many people didn't, because they had the Marvel fatigue or whatever the excuse for it not doing as well in theaters as it did. I think once people actually sit down and watch Thunderbolts, all of a sudden there's gonna be like, oh shit, this movie was really good. Like,
Yeah.
Yo, could you imagine if Bob had Pa Kent in his life?
Oh my god. Bob needs a podcast. Truly.
I loved Mom Pa Kent in this so much.
Yeah.
My favorite part of Superman,
for me.
anytime crypto is on screen, I fucking loved it. Oh my god. Like some people's like it's kind of over the top. No, I freaking love it. Like any scene. And then like at the end with Supergirl, like she's just like she's like, all right, come and beat me up. And Clark's like, what the fuck?
Well, and like, did you see the thing about with dog adoption Google searches?
Yeah, like they've
Went up a lot.
skyrocketed.
519%.
Yeah.
Since Superman.
Yeah, they did do a little thing beforehand about like dog
Like
rescue.
best
Like
friend.
James Gunn had a little
Sorry, man's best friend.
man's best, yeah. So that was really nice. I like that they made that kind of a mission of the marketing.
I want to go start with the big positive and talk about like my favorite part of the movie, which was Mr. Terrific. He stole every scene he was in. I love that character.
He got his redemption. He got his redemption from First Class.
Yep.
I hope that this rumor that he's going to have his own series or a movie
That's
is true.
Yeah.
I've heard that's like an HBO Max series for him, and sign me up for that one.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
Nathan Fillion, oh my god, Sky Gardner. Oh my god.
There's a lot to talk. There's a lot to dissect there.
Well, and it made me excited for
Can I
Lanterns.
rant about one of my rants real quick? I have two
Yeah.
rants about this movie. One of them has to do with the Justice Gang. Okay. This is my rant.
Here we go.
Okay. I'm sorry, everyone. And again, I am the type of person, I'd like to make this abundantly clear. I'm never here to yuck anyone's yum. I'm so happy that so many people love this movie. Again, I really, really liked this movie. I really did, to preface it with that. And I'm not saying any of this to change anyone's mind, because I know that that's not the case. These are just my personal thoughts and feelings. Okay. With that said, here's my thing. Here is my fucking thing. So what bothers me is when people are hypocritical. And with that said, what I mean is when certain movies that they don't like, they'll talk about the fact that there's no character development. I had no time to learn these characters, yada, yada, yada. I don't even remember a character's name from this movie, blah, blah. How many times have we heard that when someone talks about a movie? For instance, lately, the Jurassic World franchise. And I'm not here to defend the Jurassic World franchise, because I also agree that it's pretty shitty. But I'm just going to say, as someone who saw Jurassic World and then saw this movie within a couple weeks span of each other, Jurassic World actually did try to give character backstory. Was it well done? No. It was stupid character exposition, terrible, shitty dialogue. But I understand where these characters are coming from. I understand Mahershala Ali's past. I understand the thing with the child and why it's important to him, blah, blah, blah. I understand Zora's past. Yes, I do know a character's name from it. And Loomis, those little slutty glasses. I see you. I see you, Jonathan Bailey. But anyways, I actually really did kind of understand every character's motivation in this movie. Even the dad and the dumb boyfriend and the daughters. I understood their backstory a little bit. Is it a good movie? No. Is it fine? And there's dinosaurs in it?
Fine, yeah. It's fine.
Now, with Superman, because everyone likes it, suddenly everyone is okay with not knowing anything about characters. I'm going to be real honest. I didn't know Guy Gardner's name until I started reading things after. I truly did not know. I did not learn it from this movie. They called him Guy a couple of times, and I thought they literally were just calling him Guy, as in like, hey, Guy. Hawk Girl, I only know because I watched the Arrowverse. And Mr. Terrific, I only know from the Arrowverse.
I could watch a whole movie
of the
with
CW.
Isabella Merced as Hawk.
I love her. I think she's fantastic.
Oh my god!
And I think that there's a lot of good nuggets in these characters. I do. But if we're being really honest, did we learn anything about? Do we know why Hawk Girl is there? Do I know anything? I did not see any of them really, except for Isabel Merced's Hawk Girl, outside of their superhero costume at any point in this movie. I don't. Mr. Terrific was really cool. He had a lot of cool scenes. I'm very excited to learn more about him. But I don't know anything about him. I don't know anything about this version of Mr. Terrific except for like what he does as a superhero and that he says cool one-liners. And again, if that works for people, that's great. I just think that it's hypocritical that we shit on other movies for it, but this movie gets a pass because we liked it. I can admit that I liked this movie, but I do think that they dropped the ball with certain character development. But that's just me.
Well, and I think that is... You're right. You're right.
Thank you.
I think that it's I think that that's part of like the they kind of cinematic universe did a bit with them.
So
yeah,
like we're gonna have to learn more about them later.
Because I know that James Gunn can do this. I have seen Guardians of the Galaxy, and that was very much Peter's story. We learned the most about Peter, but I understood where Gamora was coming from. I understood where Drax was coming from. I understood where Groot was coming from. And all he says is, I am Groot. But
and we didn't understand Rock until the third movie, but damn, it got sad.
Yeah, but damn, it got sad. So I was just like, I know James Gunn can do ensembles, and I have absolutely no qualms with them deciding to like add these characters in because it's fun and it's different, and we've all seen Superman and we don't need a Superman. I would like to say I think one of the strengths of this movie is dropping us right into it. I don't need Superman Origins. I love that they dropped us right into it.
You've seen it like 4 times.
But I'm saying, I love the fact that we didn't have to see his origin. So I was like, this is fun. Yep. The super gang or whatever, the Justice Gang is cool, but I would have liked more. If you're going to make it an ensemble piece, make it an ensemble piece. Like, you can still have Superman be the character we most know about, we most care about, a la Guardians of the Galaxy and Star-Lord, but you can still give me something about these other characters, except for the fact that they're cool.
Well, and I think the James Gunn likeness of it all is kind of like, it's kind of like when you have a band that did a great album. Think of the Guardians movies like this. I'm thinking of them like a great album, and then their sophomore album hits, and then they do something experimental, and like I like the experimental thing, but like I love it more than the first one. Right. But like some people are like, and they kind of
everybody,
it's not
kind of shortcut, kind of fell off. Like I equate it kind of musically like that. You know, like Cage the Elephant.
So kind of piggybacking.
Yeah, that's rant one for me. There's another rant to come, but we'll stay positive for a minute.
to kind of piggyback off of that though, and I was listening to JTE, Benny and Moose, and they had Adam Collins and Marisol with them, and they were talking about it, and they brought up something, and I thought it kind of, and they went into way more detail. If you want to hear a rant about like not liking the movie, listen to JTE. But
yeah, I've seen his tweets about the movie, and I was like,
he did not like it. But the Daily Planet, every character at the Daily Planet has like no development whatsoever, and it's valid. Like they just throw them in there, and it's like that's an important part of the Superman lore. And
Right.
it's just,
I mean,
it's
apart
there
from
because
Lois Lane, I guess you could
Yeah,
say she is
she
the
does. I
Daily
mean,
Planet.
Lois Lane,
character.
actually, I don't really have anything negative
No,
to say
I
about.
have no qualms with that. I think they did well with
But-
it.
But Perry
Right.
White has like 5 lines in the movie.
Yeah.
The rest of the Daily Planet, it's like it's there because it has to be there. Like,
I think they are banking on people having just like knowledge of this. Like you've seen a Superman film before, and it's like, yeah, maybe, but not everyone has. Like you can't. Then this is a film franchise and a book franchise that I love, which is The Hunger Games. One of my biggest pet peeves about the first Hunger Games movie is they never actually call Effie Trinket by her name at any point. And in the credits, Effie Trinket. How do I know that? How do I know that that's who that is, that Elizabeth Banks played Effie Trinket? They were very much just assuming, like, yeah, everyone will know. Like, they'll have read the book. Not necessarily. Like, you can't count on that. You know what I mean? Like, you have to make it accessible for your diehard fans and your new fans. Like, and I know that's hard. Like, I'm not saying that that's, like, an easy feat, but call Effie at one point in the movie, GD.
in the Lord of the Rings, people still to this day kind of say Legolas like just pointed out exposition, but because he did that, you knew what a name was, or what, like because he did that, you knew the name of a place, you knew the name of a character. Like Legolas looked like an idiot saying, "Oh, Minas Tirith," or whatever he said, but you knew what it was because he did that. So
Oh, we did learn. So yeah, there's pros and cons to it for sure.
And
Nicholas Holt fucking killed it.
Yeah, I thought
Great Lex. Sorry.
Great Lex for sure.
Ultimate hater. Like he was drinking that haterade hardcore. I'm like,
He did a great tech bro,
this
and I
man
really
hates
liked
it.
how they did make this for a modern time.
they made the definitely.
Like again, like the bunkies on the keyboards and the this and the that and the jailing his girlfriends and the like he is 100% like a Bezos Musk stand-in and just shouting out numbers, which I will say is an impressive feat of this movie. There are scenes where literally Lex Luthor is just standing in a room and shouting out numbers to people, and you were in it. Like I wasn't like, this is stupid. Like I was like, oh my God, this is like, you're on the edge of your seat. So I will give James Gunn full credit and Nicholas Hoult full credit for taking a scene like that and giving us something with it.
Well, and like I kind of felt like sometimes some of his exposition dumps and his monologuing were like out of place in the movie, and like I felt like that was where the writing was the weakest.
Yeah.
And then I remembered 1978 Superman and what Gene Hackman worked with the same style of monologue. They harken back while reinventing the character, which is really cool.
Well, I told Mike when we walked out, I was like, you know, some of this you'd be like, oh, this is over the top. This is too much mustache twirling camp, whatever. And then I remember that like Elon Musk literally threw a hissy fit on Twitter because he couldn't play in the government anymore. And I'm like, no, it tracks. Like they really are like this. I'm like, honestly, Nicholas Hoult could have done anything in this movie, and they're like, yeah, probably. They probably would do this. So I'm like, yeah, no, that's fine. I get it.
Listen, he knows what's in those files, and would you guys like to learn some terrifying truths, or would you rather like we just go hit some dingers?
Oh man, if Juice was here, he'd be on this GIF. Get us the dingers, GIF. Get us the dingers, GIF. Yeah,
It's so-
here we go. I will say,
like the home run derby thing happening at the same time as the Epstein thing. Amazing.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. The world rules.
Oil rules.
I do think that my favorite scene in the movie, well, besides anything to do with the Kents, which I did love. I love the mom on speakerphone, like we've all been there. I love that the Kents just felt like so real and grounded. But I think my all-time favorite scene in the movie, and I don't think I've seen other people singing praise, so I know I'm like not alone in this. This is not an original thought, but good scenes are good scenes for a reason. It's definitely the conversation between Clark / Superman and Lois Lane where they're talking about punk rock. I think that's maybe one of my favorite scenes in any superhero film. Like I love that, and I was like, yes, that's 100%. And also as someone who feels that way. Because again, I grew up with a lot of people that were like, I'm so cool, I'm so edgelord, and I was like, you know what I think is fucking cool? Being kind. I think that loving people is cool, and I've never felt more validated in my life, honestly. And I was like, yes, that is punk rock. You are right, sir. That's my all-time favorite scene, I think, in this movie. And again,
Well,
maybe
and-
in you know, it's up there for me in superhero movies. I genuinely, I have no complaints. 10 out of 10 on that scene.
Well, and like I saw a tweet from somebody who was one of the voice actors for Dragon Ball Z Abridged, one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah,
And he was like, okay, here's the thing about it. Our culture has become so cruel and hateful that now it's become countercultural to be kind. So yeah.
Yeah.
Punk is kindness right now.
It is 100%. I think that is, if you are a true punk, I think being kind should be 100% up there on your list of things to be. Also,
getting bloody up at rock shows, we were always like helping each other out of the pit.
Yeah,
you know?
and
I thought the exact same thing right there, AJ.
Truly, that is. I was like, I really think anyone that I've ever known that has kind of been a more alternative, whatever, like, are truly the nicest people. And I think that's what it is. It's about helping out your fellow man.
But we also do 1A a lot. We've all been there.
But speaking of the harem to their kids bit, which is a funny thing to think about, can I just say, I've seen a lot of debate about this online, even in our own group chat, people have been talking about it. I think it's Zod holding them at gunpoint. I think it's Brainiac doing this, whatever. Don't walk that back. I actually will be a little upset in the sequel if they walk that back. I want that to be his legitimate parents saying that, because I think you ruin some of the goodness of this, of it being like the choices you make and the person you are. Because again, like, we have seen the chosen one bullshit. Like, we have seen that story a million times. I think what is way more heroic is not being the chosen one, is not having some plan destined upon you, but just waking up every day and deciding to be a good person. And that, I think it will diminish the conversation that he has with Pa Kent if we find out in the sequel that, like, someone held them at gunpoint, or Brainiac, or blah, 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 whatever it is. That's not really his parents' message. No, I wanted to say that. I want that to be really what his parents told him to do.
Because
personally,
all the Kryptonians fucking suck, except for him and his cousin.
Yeah,
You know, his cousin, like, his D's, like, that's kind of the thing that, like, it harkens back to, like, they made it really clear in mentioning Dragon Ball again. The main character, Goku, is like the most wholesome, loving guy on the entire planet, and then he meets his alien race people, and oh god, they're assassins who blow up planets and just annihilate everything in their path. And it's like, he shows the one of the last remaining people of his, like, race, this is what, like, being a good warrior looks like, and it's not what you do. And it's like, I love that. I love that if they keep the fact that the Kryptonians really suck, and he's the exception to the rule because the world made him that way.
Because of, like,
The
humanity.
world made him good.
Yes. And also, I'm just a sucker for found family, and I don't believe that family is just blood. I think it's the people you choose to be and the people that, you know, whatever. And also, I turned to Micah as the credits were rolling, and I'd go, you'd really think James Gunn was adopted by his filmography, like the stories he tells in his filmography. But I'm a sucker for found family, and so I just really love that kind of the overall arching thing was like, he is who he is because of the people that chose to raise him and love him, and the choices he makes, and all of that jazz. And again, not these people that, quote unquote, you know, gave him up for adoption. Again, I understand things are different, but again, some kid out there watching it, I think, can really see themselves in Superman and be like, I was adopted, and my family loves me, and blah, blah, blah. Like, I will always be a sucker for found family. Family is who you decide that it is, and it's not necessarily your blood. And I think that that's, again, weirdly been a through line through James Gunn's filmography, and I think I keep on telling that story. I will always be a sucker for a found family. So yeah, don't go back on that. Keep it as is for me. personally.
Unless you're Corey's Angels.
No, I'm not ready to move on to that yet because I have one more rant. I like that you tried to segue, but I have one more thing.
Okay, guys, can we do an entire, like, because I haven't seen the wife swap episode. Can we just do that next week?
We'll put a pin in it until you get to watch because I think you will have some thoughts and feelings on it, AJ. Let me tell you.
I'm sure.
It's the most ridiculous episode of TV I've watched.
And I like to preface this by saying that, like, reality TV is not real. You know what I mean? So, like, take all of it with a grain of salt, but it's insane.
This is next level.
It's insane. Okay, here's my. Is everyone ready? Buckle in. We're going on one more Superman rant. Okay, we ready for it? Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Here's my rant. Oh, one tiny. The Superman theme is great. The Superman iconography is great. You want to do it a couple times. This isn't the rant. This is a nitpick. You want to do it a couple times in your movie, slow it down, show him being a hero with the Superman theme rising. Fucking love it. You do it like 5 times in the movie, and I'm like, we get it. He's a hero. So I'd like us to tone that down a little bit in the sequel, personally. I get that we were all like, oh, we're ready for a good, hopeful Superman, and people were hyped for it, but I literally was like, enough with that, personally. And it loses its magic. Like, save that for the climax or something. I don't know. Give me like 2 in a film. I don't need as many as we got. That's a nitpick. Here's my rant. This is my rant. Okay, you ready for this? So this movie is being heralded as quite progressive. And that is true. I think that it is. Again, overall, it's about kindness. Oh, the squirrel. Overall, again, you could take this, obviously, the made-up countries that we made up as very much an allegory to what's happening in certain countries like Russia and Ukraine, or Israel and Palestine. It was definitely giving Israel and Palestine to me as I watched it.
Israel's big mad, and it wasn't subtle.
And it wasn't subtle. And I was like, fuck yeah. And I loved that. Here's my problem. I am so tired, guys. I am so tired of watching movies directed by progressive men who think that they're really out there saying something. And they are, because again, I am so behind a lot of the messaging in this movie. And I'm so impressed with the things that they got away with and were able to say in this movie. But I'm so tired of these quote unquote progressive films still being like, women be vapid. And it's like, I'm fucking tired. I'm fucking tired of that. Because you cannot have this whole movie about love and hope and genocide is bad, actually, which I thought we could all agree on, but is shockingly a very touchy subject for some. And then literally have a character like Eve in it. And let me break this down as to why the character of Eve bothers me. So Eve comes in, okay? And she's meant to be a joke this entire film. And that bothers me because Eve is smart, okay? And Eve deserves better. Eve was a
kind of a badass.
I think she's a badass, and I want her to have good things. So, of course, we start out, and she's like, live streaming, and the entire audience is laughing. It's not fucking funny. It's not fucking funny. What does she want? She can live stream if she wants to. She's allowed to do what she wants. So she's kind of played off as a joke. She's dating Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is bad, right? And we know that he's bad because he literally puts his people in a pocket universe or whatever the heck it's called for saying bad things about him. He's a bad guy, okay? He is bad. But meanwhile, Jimmy Olsen, who's a good guy, is allowed to save her in his phone as mutant toes and also use her. So on one hand, she's in an abusive relationship. On the other hand, the one guy who she likes and is turning to in her time of need is also a dick shitwad to her. But he's a good guy, guys. He's good. He's good. And women be vapid. She's posing for selfies. So she's taking selfies where this bitch is literally single-handedly taking down Lex Luthor, one of the most powerful people on planet Earth. Does she get any credit? No, she doesn't. I will give them credit that they didn't have Jimmy figure it out. They let Lois Lane figure it out. Because dumbass Jimmy is just like, I don't know, she's sending me hot selfies. And I'm like, no, she's literally trying to take down Lex Luthor, you effing idiot. Lois Lane, because she's a lady and she's smart, is like, this is what she's actually doing, okay? So meanwhile, our girl Eve has been plotting to take down Lex Luthor, okay? She doesn't get any credit for it. It's fine. So anywho, she's like obsessed with Jimmy, where apparently this is all supposed to be funny and cool because Jimmy's a womanizer in the comics, so it's cool. And I'm fine with that. Like, that's fine. If Jimmy, like, the ladies flock to him, cool. That's fine. Still didn't need to do Eve dirty like this. So Eve literally finally reaches her breaking point. Like a lot of women do in abusive relationships, where enough is enough. And she's finally accepted the fact that she's in an abusive relationship and she is ready to leave him. She reaches that point with Lex Luthor after he literally lays hands on her and is super shitty to her. She calls up Jimmy because she is upset and vulnerable and scared and she needs someone to turn to. And she's like, I'm ready, Jimmy. I'm ready to leave him and I'm ready to end him, right? I'm ready to expose him. And she thinks that she can trust him, but she fucking can't because Jimmy's an asshole and he is using her for clout at his little newspaper, which who even reads newspapers anymore? That's not the point. So anywho, he's all like, yeah, mutant toes. Ha, ha. Isn't that funny that I'm shitty to this girl who loves me and is vulnerable and is looking for someone to trust? And so he's all like, yeah, girly pop, send me those messages. He doesn't even understand them. Lois Lane comes in. She understands it because she's smart. Anyways, so then poor Eve ends this fucking story finally leaving her abusive relationship, going to Jimmy, and Jimmy's like, scared of you, and everyone's like, crazy ex-girlfriends, women be vapid. And this is a progressive film, and this is why I'm tired. Okay, thank you. And Ray.
Bethany, I just thought of something.
Justice for Eve.
I just thought of something.
Hit me with it.
You're going to hate my headcanon.
Oh,
Absolutely hate my headcanon.
don't break my heart.
Okay, so nobody with a Y chromosome could give as bad of a nickname to somebody like that, like Mutant Toes. I think that Skylar Gazando's Jimmy Olsen is a poor character because it's poor representation. That is a transgender man.
Oh, okay. I don't hate this headcanon, actually. I still hate how he did Eve dirty, but I don't hate this headcanon.
No,
But can you not
a certain pocket of human beings swooning. I think. Okay, I'm gonna need to see this movie at least 4 more times. Jimmy Olsen is a trans dude.
Hashtag Jimmy Olsen's trans. Get it trending. But can you not see how poor Eve was done dirty in this movie? Truly. They're like,
Yeah.
she's meant to be a joke in this whole film. And I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's a funny joke. Like, she deserves, I legitimately got out of that movie feeling bad for her. And I was like, this poor girl just wants love. And she's looking for it in all the wrong places. And I want her to learn to love herself. You don't need no man. And then when you're ready, go find who you're meant to be with. But, like, you don't deserve to be treated. But I was like, you can't in the same movie be like, Lex Luthor is a villain because he treats her like this. But then have Jimmy Olsen, who's meant to be a good guy, treat her like this.
So
like, it's not.
Oh, that's the other piece. Is like right after like Elon and Grimes broke up.
Yeah.
Trans relationship. I think it adds up.
I'm just saying, it has the math is mathing. But yeah, those are my 2 rants. Hashtag justice for Eve. But like, I like the movie. I get it. I get why people like it. I'm just tired, guys. I'm tired of watching these superhero movies that are so good in all of their aspects, except for like women in abusive relationships. I'm looking at you, Infinity War. Everyone's always like, I love Infinity War. It's the greatest Marvel movie. Oh, you mean the movie where we're meant to believe that Thanos truly loves Gamora? Who he abused her entire life. That's true love to you, Marvel? Fuck you. Like,
we're meant to believe that's how we're meant to believe he's a villain, I thought.
We are meant to believe that, but we literally have a whole scene where it works because he truly loves her. You don't. If you're abusing someone, it's not true love. I would just like to make that clear.
Yes.
I think we all know that, but I need to say it. Okay? Ladies, lock in. If you're watching, if you're listening to me. If he is abusing you, he does not love you. I don't care if it's a parental relationship, a romantic relationship, a friendship. If there is abuse involved, and this goes for your 2 men, they do not actually love you. Okay, thank you. And this is my rant. Okay. I'm glad. I don't even know if anyone understood half of it because I got talking real fast.
No, I got you. I got you, homie.
All right, I feel good. Anyways, Hope is great. Superman is good. Go watch it. Hashtag justice for Eve. Those are my thoughts.
What do you think about this, Juice?
Forget about it.
Ladies, you need New Life's new revolutionary technology. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna eat some cheese and you're gonna shove it up your butt.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
It's 2 minutes for roping. I like that. You're a jabroni.